Hi, this is Dr. Gary. Welcome to the Tune-Up this week. Many times when we are living our life, we become so busy that it seems like there's just not enough hours in the day. And we find ourselves late habitually or letting things go that we had planned because it seems like something else came up and maybe some other people are involved in those plans, and then it creates hardship, misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and above all, it makes you even feel bad. In this overcommitted world, we have to realize many of the things that we find important, and we have other people involved in those things, they are important then. Because when it starts involving other people's lives, what happens is they make commitments to you, you make commitments to them, and then if you drop the ball, they're left hanging there, wondering what happened. Or maybe there's something that's very, very important that both of you are attending, or maybe you're involved in a club, a class, a party, or maybe just a sporting event, and we're going to go all together and have a day, and then all of a sudden something comes up and you have an emergency, or you just become overwhelmed and you don't show up. Those people wonder what happened to you. If it's a class that many people are involved in, you have an exclusive part in that class, and all of a sudden you're not there. It changes the energy and everything. With friends, when you're involved in parties and planning and becoming part of a group, and then all of a sudden they're planning on you being there, and then last minute you have to change your ideas or your plans or cancel. It changes the energy, not only in the friendship, but the way people look at you. And I understand things come up, we make commitments, and sometimes we just can't keep them. What this is, though, is a symptom of overbooking yourself, overcommitting yourself. And also it's the doorstep to creating a thing called procrastination, because you become so overwhelmed, you just can't seem to get everything done. Or you just put things off because they do not seem that important. Yet, if other people are involved, they made an effort to make it important to them, and it's an insult. And it makes you look bad. And if you're a professional, in this day and age, there's a lot of competition out there. We can't afford to look bad. We have to keep our commitments. If you're a person that keeps your commitments, good for you. If your word is your bond and you do exactly what you say you're going to do, come hell or high water, excellent. However, things do come up. It's not that they are not going to come up or that you have to do something if it's going to harm you for the sake of someone else. It's learning how to manage through those things, learning how to be in contact, learning how to communicate with those people that are planning on you being there. I want you to understand that part of being a stand-up human being, a person who is respected and loved and honored, and someone whose integrity and word means something, first of all, means you do exactly what you say you're going to do. And if you're going to cancel something, you let people know that ahead of time or far enough ahead of time. And if it's last minute, you make sure the intention is clear. It's not because of them. It's because of something really important came up. And you're very, very apologetic for the last minute cancellation. It could not be avoided. You have to go that extra mile sometimes to stay in rapport with people. A lot of times this is a thing I find as I work with people, that it ruins friendships. It ruins the trust another person has for another person. It ruins the trust a group has for one of the people of that group. It can ruin the trust in sports teams and team playmanship, because everybody counts on everyone else to give it their best. And if you got somebody who just doesn't show up all the time because they don't feel like it, or they had something more important to do, or they stayed out too late and had to sleep in that day, that's not good enough. That's poor management, that's lack of maturity, and that's also a lack of integrity. This week I want you to think about the commitments you make in life, the people you communicate with every day. Do you just kind of take for granted someone else's time, that if you just call last minute it's okay? Not thinking that maybe they made special arrangements to talk to you, to make themselves available for you? I'm not saying every time it comes up, it's a bad thing. But if it's habitual, if you do this a lot, if it's something that's quite common because you have too many crises in your life, ask yourself, Are these crises real? Are you creating those? Are you seeing them as crises? What are your priorities? I know people that it seems like there's always something that comes up. Every time we talk to them, something comes up that caused them to either be late, they couldn't show up, they weren't able to call or connect. It's always something. There's always an excuse. My good friend Wayne Dyer once said, and he wrote a book called Excuses Be Gone, and boy, I'll tell you what, that is the first step to having integrity, especially if someone's important to you. If you just kind of blow off their time, pretty soon they're going to feel very unimportant to you, and their priorities are going to shift. Life goes on, and when you get to be my age, you don't know how much of it you have left. When you're young, it seems like it's going to go forever. But when you have other people involved in your life, always make sure you honor them by good communication and being precise, so they're not held responsible, not for communicating with you because you didn't communicate with them. Many people make a high priority in communicating with people. I do. And I work very diligently myself on making sure people understand if I'm there, if I'm not there, or there's a chance I won't be, and let them know what my plans and schedules are. So today, none of us are heroes and none of us are villains in this. It just kind of happens. But understand you have a lot to do with it, and the way you self-manage your time has a lot to do with it. And if you're just kind of a free floater, one thing to the next, and it seems like you're moving around and doing a lot and you never have time, take a look at that. Some other people seem like they have all the time in the world to just do what they want to do. How come that's the case since we all have 24 hours in a day? Ask yourself today, what can I do today to improve upon my ability to be available, my ability to show up? And remember, when it comes down to success, showing up is the number one key. Whether you're in groups, clubs, meetings, sports events, or just friendship, showing up is the key. Until next time, this is Dr. Gary, thanking all of you for being in touch with me, and I appreciate you so much. And let me hear from you. If you have an idea you'd like me to talk about, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. Until next time, wishing you a great week. Bye-bye.